Hey everyone, and welcome back. Ready to jump into today's AI news? We've got a lot to cover, from Google's brand new AI assistant to Baidu making waves by trying to make AI super affordable. And of course, the usual suspects, Anthropic and OpenAI, are still pushing those boundaries of what's possible with AI.
And we can't forget that legal battle with Elon Musk trying to slow OpenAI down, huh?
Oh yeah, that's a big one too. And then we'll also touch on how a team at Harvard is using AI to completely revolutionize personalized medicine.
Lots to dig into.
For sure. Okay, so let's kick things off with Google's Gemini. They're really pushing this as the next generation of AI assistants, like way more than just setting alarms or playing music. People are saying it's almost like having a personal assistant who can actually understand what you need.
Yeah, and what makes Gemini really interesting is that it's not just about recognizing key words anymore. It's using advanced language processing to actually understand the meaning behind what you're saying.
So it's not just matching words, it's actually getting the context.
Exactly. Like imagine you're planning a trip and you tell Gemini, find me a hotel in Rome that's close to historical sites and has amazing views. Gemini would not only search for hotels in Rome, but it would also understand what you mean by close to historical sites and amazing views, and prioritize those in the results.
That's a lot more helpful than just getting a random list of hotels. And what about those features I've seen mentioned, like Gemini Live and Deep Research? What are those all about?
Right, so Gemini Live is all about letting you have a back and forth conversation with the AI. You can refine your requests as you go, and it will adapt to the flow of the conversation.
Ah, so it's like having an assistant who can actually remember what you've talked about and use that context. Pretty cool.
Yeah, it's really impressive. And then deep research is like having instant access to a huge research team. It can pull information from tons of sources and summarize complex topics for you, or even give you specific details based on your questions.
Wow, okay. It's starting to sound like this could really change how we use AI on a daily basis, not just another assistant.
Totally. It's all about making information more accessible and interactions with technology more intuitive.
I can definitely see the potential there. Okay, now let's shift gears a bit and talk about Baidu. They're making some big moves to make AI much more affordable, which is a pretty huge deal.
Right. They're basically trying to make their powerful AI models available to everyone, not just big companies with tons of resources. Like, imagine startups and small businesses being able to use the same AI power as the tech giants.
It's pretty disruptive, so it's like they're trying to democratize AI.
Exactly. And they're saying these models are designed to be super scalable and customizable so you can tailor them to your specific needs.
It makes you wonder what kind of possibilities this could open up for people. But are they sacrificing quality to make it so affordable?
That's the big question. Baidu claims these models are still really effective, but we'll have to see how they perform in the real world. It'll be interesting to see if they can live up to the hype.
Definitely something to keep an eye on. Okay, now let's talk about those AI powerhouses, Anthropic and OpenAI. It seems like they're always pushing the boundaries of what's possible with AI.
They really are. Both of them have been making big progress, especially in areas like natural language processing and AI safety, which is becoming more and more important as AI gets more powerful.
So what are some of the specific things they've been working on?
Well, on the natural language processing side, they've both been developing new models that are even better at understanding and responding to human language. These models can generate some incredibly realistic and coherent text, which is useful for things like writing, translation, and even generating creative content.
So AI writing novels, is that what we're looking at?
It could be, but one thing that's particularly interesting about Anthropic is their focus on developing what they call constitutionally aligned AI.
Constitutionally aligned, what does that even mean?
Basically, they're trying to build safeguards into the AI's design to make sure that it acts in accordance with human values and principles, even as it gets more autonomous. It's a tough challenge, but it's really important if we want to make sure AI is used ethically and responsibly.
That makes a lot of sense. The more powerful AI gets, the more important those ethical considerations become.
For sure. And both Anthropic and OpenAI are actively working on that, alongside their technical innovations. They both recognize that the future of AI depends on making sure it's used for good, and that its development aligns with human well-being.
It's good to hear they're thinking about those things. Okay, now let's switch gears a bit and talk about something I saw regarding a team at Harvard using AI for personalized medicine. It sounds super promising.
It is. They've developed this AI agent that can actually analyze a patient's medical data, including their genetic information, lifestyle factors, medical history, and all that, and then recommend personalized treatment plans based on their individual needs.
So it's like having an AI doctor who knows you better than you know yourself.
It's not quite replacing doctors yet, but it's a huge step towards more precise and effective healthcare. The AI can identify patterns in medical data that human doctors might miss and suggest treatments that are specifically tailored to the individual patient.
That's pretty incredible. What are some examples of how that could be used in practice?
Well, for example, let's say someone has diabetes. The AI could analyze their blood sugar levels, diet, exercise habits, and all that, and create a personalized management plan just for them. Or for someone going through cancer treatment, it could help doctors figure out the most effective chemotherapy regimen based on their specific tumor type and genetic profile.
Wow, that's amazing. It really feels like this could revolutionize healthcare.
It really could. Of course, there are still some challenges to overcome, like making sure the AI's recommendations are accurate and reliable, and addressing any ethical concerns about data privacy and patient autonomy. But the possibilities are super exciting.
I can definitely see how this could change things, not just for treating diseases, but also for preventative care.
Absolutely. It's all about moving away from a one-size-fits-all approach to healthcare and creating something that's truly personalized and optimized for each individual.
That's some seriously impressive stuff coming out of Harvard. Okay, last but not least, let's talk about Elon Musk and OpenAI. I saw something about a legal battle between them. What's that all about?
Well, Musk has been pretty vocal about his concerns about the potential risks of AI development, especially with how quickly OpenAI is progressing. He's worried that their pursuit of these super powerful AI systems could lead to some unintended consequences and potentially even pose a threat to humanity.
So he tried to legally block OpenAI's work.
Yeah, he filed a lawsuit trying to halt their development of their most advanced models, claiming they were moving too fast without proper safety measures.
And what happened?
Well, a judge recently dismissed the lawsuit, so OpenAI is free to continue their research for now. The judge basically said Musk didn't provide enough evidence to support his claims, and that OpenAI's work was within legal and ethical boundaries.
So OpenAI gets to keep pushing the boundaries of AI, at least for now.
It seems that way, but this whole legal battle really highlights the growing concerns about the speed and direction of AI development. It's a debate that's not going away anytime soon.
It definitely brings up some important questions about how we balance innovation with safety and ethics as AI continues to evolve. It's a tricky situation.
It is. And it's a conversation that needs to happen on a bigger scale, involving scientists, policymakers, ethicists, and the public. We all need to be a part of this.
It feels like we're just at the beginning of that conversation.
We are. AI is changing so rapidly, it's hard to keep up. But it's crucial that we stay informed and engaged if we want to shape its trajectory responsibly.
All right, so we've covered a lot of ground here, from Google's Gemini to Baidu's affordability push, Anthropic and OpenAI's advancements, that personalized medicine breakthrough at Harvard, and even that legal battle with Elon Musk. It's clear that AI is impacting our world in huge ways.
No kidding. And that's just a tiny glimpse of what's happening in the field.
Okay, I think my brain needs a break to process all this. How about we grab a quick coffee refill and come back to dive a little deeper into some of these developments?
Sounds good to me. All right, so let's dig a little deeper into some of the things we were talking about. That personalized medicine thing, that really blew me away.
Me too. It's just wild to think that an AI could analyze all that data, your genes and your lifestyle and your medical history, and come up with a plan that's just for you. It's like the ultimate personalized healthcare.
Right. That's what's so powerful about AI. It can process all that information, find those patterns that humans might miss. It means we can have way more precise diagnoses and treatment plans.
Yeah, and it's not even just about treating stuff you already have. It could change how we do preventative care too.
Totally. Think about it. AI could analyze your risk factors, maybe see potential health problems before they even show up. Then it could recommend lifestyle changes or whatever you need to do to stay healthy.
So instead of waiting till something goes wrong, you're taking steps to prevent it in the first place. That's a total game changer.
Exactly. We're talking about a whole different approach to healthcare, a huge shift, not just for individuals, but for the whole system.
Makes you wonder what else we could personalize with AI. Education, maybe? Financial advice?
I mean, who knows? We're just scratching the surface here. As AI keeps advancing, who knows what we'll be able to do.
Definitely feels like there's a lot of potential there. Okay, let's go back to Anthropic and OpenAI for a second. That whole constitutionally aligned AI thing, it really got me thinking.
Yeah, it's a big deal, especially as AI gets more and more powerful. We got to make sure it's being used for good.
Right. So how does that work? How do you actually teach an AI about human values?
Well, it's complicated. You got to be really careful about the data you use to train the AI, for starters. Then you got to design these reward systems that encourage ethical behavior. And you need ways for humans to keep an eye on things and step in if needed.
So it's not just about the code, it's about the whole development process, making sure things are aligned with our values.
Exactly. It's a huge responsibility, and it's going to take a lot of collaboration, between AI researchers, ethicists, policymakers, everyone.
Definitely sounds like we're going to need all hands on deck for this one. Okay, let's switch gears again and talk about Baidu making AI cheaper. I'm curious, what do you think the impact of this whole democratization of AI will be?
Well, it's potentially huge. I mean, if more people can access this technology, who knows what kind of innovation we'll see?
Right, imagine startups and small businesses being able to compete with the big guys when it comes to AI. That could really shake things up.
Absolutely. And it's not just about new companies. Existing businesses could become way more efficient, more competitive. Imagine a small store using AI to personalize their customer interactions.
That's a really good point. It's about leveling the playing field. But I got to ask, are there any downsides to this? Could we see a bunch of low-quality AI applications popping up? Or even people using it for bad stuff?
Oh, those are totally valid concerns.
Mhm.
Just because AI is more accessible doesn't mean people will use it responsibly. That's why we need those ethical guidelines, those regulations, to make sure things are moving in the right direction.
Yeah, Baidu's got a lot of responsibility here to make sure their tech is being used for good.
No doubt. But to their credit, they have said they're committed to developing AI ethically and responsibly, and they're working with experts to address those concerns.
Okay, that's good to hear. Now, one more thought before we move on. Remember we were talking about Google's Gemini and how it's supposed to understand the meaning behind what we're saying, not just the words themselves?
Yeah, it's pretty impressive.
Do you think that's the future of how we'll interact with technology? Like everything becoming more conversational, more intuitive?
I think it's definitely a big step in that direction. As AI gets better at understanding us, those interactions with our devices and apps, they'll become way more seamless. Imagine just talking to your computer like you talk to a friend, and it actually gets what you need.
That would be so cool. And think about how much easier it would make things for people who have trouble using those traditional interfaces like keyboards or touchscreens.
Exactly. It's not just about making technology fancier, it's about making it more inclusive, making sure everyone can use it.
It's about making it work for everyone, not just a select few.
Exactly.
It's really amazing to think about how much AI has changed in just a few years.
I know, right? And it feels like things are just getting started.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? Like we're right on the edge of something huge.
Yeah.
You know, AI is just everywhere now.
Totally. And it's not just about the tech itself, it's changing how we think about things, what we expect from technology.
Right, exactly. Like
Yeah.
now we're used to things being more personalized, more intuitive, thanks to stuff like Gemini and all that.
Yeah, for sure. We expect things to understand us, to anticipate our needs. It's like getting spoiled.
So where do we go from here? What's next for AI? What can we expect to see in the next few years?
That's the big question, isn't it? But if you look at what's happening now, there are definitely some really exciting areas to watch.
Like what? Give me some examples.
Well, for one thing, we're going to see some crazy powerful AI models coming out, stuff that can handle those really complex tasks. Think about scientific discovery, medical diagnosis, even creative stuff like art and music.
So AI isn't just about replacing jobs and all that. It's also about helping us be more creative, more innovative.
Exactly. It's about using AI as a tool, to help us push the boundaries of what's possible.
I like that. What else? What other cool stuff is on the horizon?
Well, AI robotics is another area that's moving super fast. We're seeing robots that are way more dexterous, more adaptable, stuff that we thought only humans could do.
Like what? Give me an example.
Well, think about surgery or manufacturing, those really complex, precise tasks. And as AI gets better at navigating the real world, we'll see robots doing more and more stuff in our everyday lives, maybe helping out around the house, being companions, even working alongside humans in all sorts of industries.
That's wild. It's like something out of a movie.
I know, right? But it's getting real, and it's definitely bringing up some big questions about the future of work, how we integrate AI into society, all that stuff.
Yeah, that's a whole other deep dive we can do. But for now, let's focus on the good stuff. What are you most excited about when it comes to the future of AI?
What really gets me fired up is the potential for AI to actually solve some of the world's biggest problems. Climate change, diseases, poverty, things we haven't been able to figure out on our own.
It's like AI is giving us a chance to create a better world.
That's what I'm hoping for. But we got to remember AI is a tool, right? And like any tool, it can be used for good or for bad. It's up to us to make sure it's used the right way.
So it's not just about the technology itself, it's about our values, our choices.
100%. The future of AI isn't set in stone. It's something we're creating right now with every decision we make.
Well, this has been a really incredible look into the world of AI. I feel like we've covered so much, from the latest breakthroughs to the ethical stuff to all those crazy possibilities for the future.
It's been a great conversation.
And I hope our listeners have learned a thing or two. I think it's clear that AI is a game changer, and we all need to be paying attention, staying informed, because ultimately it's up to us to shape how this all unfolds.
Absolutely. The future of AI is in our hands.
Thanks for joining us on this journey, everyone. Until next time, stay curious and keep exploring the amazing world of AI.